Welcome to another episode of Meet Me Outside. It's your boy, and with your host, Dennis Rooney, and Bruce, of course. We're doing this one over Zoom because I've got COVID.
Ha ha.
I've got this bit where I've been saying to people like, I'm waiting for 2 more variants, then I'm going to get COVID because it'll be nothing then. And and also I haven't gotten it yet because it's disgusting, and anyone who's gotten it is gross. And here I am, sick with COVID.
You threw around a lot of shade, and you were playing it real safe, and you thought it was over, and then you got nipped in the butt.
Yeah. The doctor walked in, and he was just like, "Yeah, you're positive for COVID," and I just looked so defeated for like 20 minutes. I was just looking down, and he goes, "What's the problem?" And I go, I thought I would have been the one." And
you thought like, you had the immunity gene?
Yeah. Did you think, have you gotten it yet?
I haven't gotten it, and I don't go around bragging about it like you did.
Right.
And I'm hoping that the karmic gods will be nice to me and not let me catch it.
You think COVID is like, if you keep your mouth shut, you won't get it?
I kind of like, I'm at the point now where it doesn't exist to me. You know what I mean? Right. If I don't believe in it, I have no chance of getting it. That's how I feel.
It's like in the 80s and people would have sex without condoms. Like, AIDS, that's not a me thing.
I don't know anyone with AIDS. Probably doesn't even exist.
I'm straight. That's not my problem.
That's a gay thing. That's not a me thing.
Right.
Were you because like, I've been talking to you now for like, a week about it. And you were like, I was in contact with someone who had it. This is bullshit. I'm sure I don't have it. I was like, I'm sure you don't have it. Everyone's like, sure you don't have it. But you did the responsible thing.
Yeah.
Even got mocked and criticized by some of our friends that you were being so good about it.
People were saying that I was being too precautious.
Yeah.
And so okay, so then this would happen. So I end up going to, so Sunday I get a phone call, and I just got back from brunch with friends. I get a phone call from a buddy of mine, and he goes, "Hey man, I tested positive for COVID." And I go, "Oh, fuck." Now I call my friends at brunch. I text them and I go, "Hey guys, a friend of mine just told me they tested positive for COVID. I want to let you guys know." Literally all 3 of them text me back, "Hey man, this changes nothing."
Yeah, like don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna live my life as it is. I go and I tell my girl, and she puts on a mask immediately, looking at me like I'm dirty.
Out the window, second floor window.
She's got a broken leg, but she'd rather have that than COVID.
You can't spread a broken leg.
You can't spread a broken leg. So then she goes, so I go, "I'm gonna go to my mom's house." And I packed up my shit, went to my mom's house, and my mom's out of town. And I've just been there from basically, this was Sunday to Wednesday. Came back home because my girlfriend left town. Came back home Wednesday.
What did you do while quarantining? Because like we all had to quarantine for like 18 months. We got used to it. We got into a routine. Mm-hmm. You've been out of it, and now you have to go to your mom's house, no less, and quarantine. Right. How are you passing the time? Is this just straight movies and video games?
Buddy, it felt like I was I was in jail again. No, I was in jail, full on jail. Like I just didn't want to be in my mom's house, and I'm just sitting there going, "What the fuck do I do with my time?" I'm watching shows I don't want to watch. I'm like, let me just, you know what? I gave up. You know when you give up on a show and you're like, I'm not going to go back to a show. It sucks.
Yeah,
I'm going back.
What show did you go back to?
Raised by Wolves. I went back to that.
Did you come back around on you though? I feel like people have been talking about that.
Yeah, but it was like, what am I? It's like stupid. It's like, okay.
If you're in quarantine, it's a good watch. But if you have a life to live that you're allowed to live, no.
Yeah. It's like if you can leave your house, Raised by Wolves stinks. But if you don't have to leave your house, Raised by Wolves, pretty good show.
I feel like that should be the clip for the advertisement for Raised by Wolves. Like, can you not leave the house? Are you in prison? You might enjoy our bullshit show. You got a quarantine? We got just the show for you.
So now I get back home Wednesday, and there's this new service, which I gotta say is pretty slick. They come to your house and they'll test you.
Oh.
For free.
For free?
For free, dude. Yeah.
This is some weird kink that people are taking advantage of.
I'm telling you right now, this is how the robots take over. They're like, how did they get all our information? They're like, when they were sending those people house to house collecting your nasal swabs, that's how they did it.
Fuck these people working for the robots too. They're gonna get a pass when the what do they call it? The oneification of AI.
What do you mean?
Oh, there's some phrase for when AI becomes like out of control.
Yeah.
I think it's like the automation or something where it's just like it's too far gone to be pulled back. You know what I mean?
Right. Automation or something like that.
No, I forget what it is. It's some sci-fi term.
I like how it's two guys who are so stupid trying to figure out words.
What's the robots taking over word?
We're definitely getting killed very early on.
We might be kept around for entertainment. It's just like, look at these idiots.
Yeah.
You want to know how he took over? Look at these two. It was easy.
We're doing the robot for them.
Yeah. And they're still trying to do human things. They're just moving really smooth.
Yeah, and we're like, we're at a strip club doing the robot.
I hope they don't make me strip. I don't want to have to strip for robots.
Who gives a shit at this point? You're the only person there.
The music has to be awful at a robot strip club.
Oh, it's got to be terrible. Mr. Roboto by the Styx.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's all they want to hear. So
wait, they came to your mom's house and tested you?
No, they came to my home. They came to my apartment.
What's their vehicle look like? Are they just pulling up with a black van with like a skull and crossbones on the outside?
Somebody jumps out with the kit. They walk around into your house.
They're wearing full yellow hazmat suits.
No, this woman, she's like, oh, she calls me. She's like, I'm running a little late. I'm like, all right, fine. And I didn't know what her car was like. At this point, I started to feel symptoms. I started to feel sick.
Right.
So I'm feeling feverish. I'm feeling sluggish. And she comes to the place. I'm thinking I just have the flu because every test I've taken has said negative.
All rapids, though, right?
All rapids, but
also you felt fine for the first few days.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'm not in the clear. I'm thinking, or maybe it might be a flu. Nothing crazy, just like maybe a regular flu. I even took a PCR. This it can't be this thing that's been spreading around. Absolutely.
More likely the bubonic plague.
Yeah, I've got rickets before I've got COVID. So I end up, I took a PCR on Tuesday and I got negative on that one too. So yeah. So now the woman does a rapid, that's negative. And then she's like in the entryway of my house, right? I'm not letting her in because she's been like going to other people's homes. I don't know how many people have tested positive. And so far at this point, I believe I don't have COVID.
You're more afraid of her than she is of you, which is
exactly
crazy.
Yeah, I know it's absolutely nuts. She's like hands me a pen and I'm like, I brought my own. Like I've got like 2 masks and shit. At one point she goes, can I use your bathroom? And I look at her and I go, no.
You wouldn't let her use your bathroom? You're a piece of shit.
Bro, I don't know what she's bringing. I don't know what she's bringing into my house.
Did she look dirty or something? Did she look like she'd been working 18-hour shifts?
She said she's been running around a lot. I don't know how many houses she's been in. This bitch seemed dirty, and I don't want any of it in my home.
Listen, I've been running around to all kinds of diseased houses. Can I use your bathroom to take a shower?
This bitch looks like she got scabies, bro. I want nothing to do with her.
She pulls up. She's like, I'm here to give you a PCR. You're like, get away from me. Get out of my apartment building.
Let's do this behind the peephole.
Where did you get your first PCR done that was negative? I didn't know about that. That's making me like angry almost.
Yes, CVS.
Well, serves you right. Who would trust?
No.
Their well-being with CVS.
Absolutely. I've gotten so many other tests from them. They've always been accurate. Literally, I think I was still negative up until Wednesday.
Maybe like an eye test for CVS I would allow, not a COVID test.
I got my vaccines at CVS.
You sound like you're about to die on this podcast. Right?
I know. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm struggling as I speak.
You're just going to keel over out of frame and I got to do 30 minutes by myself. Oh, what happened to me this week? Oh, it was crazy, you know?
Yeah, it's Bruce just sitting here.
Bruce just nodding attentively like, oh, interesting.
So
how does she react to you not letting her use the bathroom? Does she laugh it off or does she give you the stink eye?
Oh, stink eye. Full stink eye.
Yeah.
And I look at her and I try to make up for her and I go, trust me, you don't want to go in there. That's what that's the best I could come up with.
Meanwhile, you can tell just from looking at your Zoom and from looking at other podcasts, you have a very immaculate apartment. Your apartment's very clean.
Yeah, I know. I did see her look into my apartment and go, yeah, all right. Okay.
She like looked in, leaned in, and was like, oh yeah, all the dirty laundry's in the bathroom, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so you just shit on the walls in the toilet and everywhere else is not one dirty dish in the sink, but somehow.
You start like scratching your ass, picking your nose in front of her, trying to make yourself seem grosser than you are. Like you don't want to go in there.
To be honest, I was doing anything I could, dude. I was like going, I'm trying to get her out of there. So she gives me a rapid that came back negative.
Okay.
And then on Thursday, I'm like, you know what, let me wait a little longer. I go in Friday to City MD. They tell me I got COVID. And the rapid came back positive and the PCR came back positive. And I got the PCR from Wednesday and that came back positive too.
2 positive PCRs. You got to be like, all right.
Yeah. Now I got PCR is 100% accurate though.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You just told us. You just said you got a PCR on like the day before, 2 days before, and it came back negative.
The Tuesday one was negative, and I still believe at that point I didn't have COVID.
Okay, it was festering because it doesn't show up initially, right?
Imagine I start coughing.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not feeling so good. I'm not feeling so hot, bro. So now
you're like the beginning stages of turning into a zombie, where you're like, I'm okay, but I'm just feeling a little like under the weather.
Yeah.
You're sweating for no reason.
I got a bite.
The bite that you're hiding.
Yeah. No, I'm good. Did they get you? No. Me? Come on, please.
Didn't break the skin.
Yeah, I didn't break the skin. I'm sweating profusely. It's like 20 degrees out.
I never know. I never get how they don't know. They always look so fucked up. The guy who's hiding the bite. Yeah. And they never know until he's like lunging at their neck. I'm like, this guy breaks a sweat, I'm fucking putting a bullet in his head immediately.
You start panting from that run, you're getting shot.
You're out of breath going up 2 flights of stairs? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm waiting around the 3rd flight with a sword. I check the body, there's no bites.
Well, he's gonna slow us down anyway. You know what I mean? We weren't built for cardio.
You saw how he went up 2 flights. You don't want this guy around him. So
I think he was racist. I don't think he liked Carlos, quite frankly. We had to cut off the fat. He wasn't fit for the team. We can't be bringing racism into the next generation of humanity.
Have you heard his opinion on Puerto Ricans?
No. Ooh, nasty stuff.
Yeah, as we say, no bueno. So then this is the crazy thing about getting COVID now. If you get COVID and you get like tested at a City MD or some shit like that, you get entered into a system automatically that tells you that lets them know you have COVID. So I get a phone call and they're telling me they've got services they can offer me if you're in New York City. Like they'll give you can stay at a COVID hotel if you need to isolate, and you get a room and free food. They take care of everything. They'll even pick you up and take you to the hotel.
All for free?
All for free.
How long do they put you up for? 10 days? 2 weeks?
They'll put you up for up to 10 days.
I wonder what the food situation is like.
I wonder where the hotel.
You were curious. You're like, what's the hotel? Yeah. What's the accommodations?
So I call up and I go, what hotel is it? And they go, we can't tell you what the hotel is. We keep it secret for safety purposes. Isn't that wild?
This is how people get human trafficked.
I'm actually going to go to the hotel.
You are going to?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going on Wednesday.
Well, it was nice knowing you, and we'll continue the podcast in your honor. Meet me outside, formerly with Casey Arora.
Yeah, right. So then you do that, you get the free food. Also, if this is the other thing, if you're under 6 days, you'll get offered monoclonal antibodies, which is that shit that they were talking about that like Rogan took. That if you've got the money for it, you'll get it.
What do they do? I don't know about these.
Monoclonal antibodies is like this, it's like a medicine that they give you, and it's supposed to help you with COVID like really well.
Okay.
And it's only if you've got money that they'll give it to you, but the city's giving it to you for free, which is pretty nuts.
Definitely some people who hate that.
Yeah,
I paid so much for these antibodies.
Yeah. Of course, dude. People are livid. I'm sure they're gonna be angry as shit about it. But they called me up and they're like, "You're under the 6-day mark. Do you want the monoclonal antibodies?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I think you should give it to somebody who needs it more than I do." And now the way that I sound, I'm gonna end up dying.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be.
And you passed the 6 days now, so you can't get it.
Today was the 6th day.
And I wonder what that injection looks like, though. An antibody injection. Is this just like a huge, weird needle?
Like the same thing that they put in somebody's chest when they got to get like fucking when they do go like a heroin overdose.
Like what's her name in Pulp Fiction? They're like, we're gonna need you to meet us at this heroin dealer's house and lay down in the middle of the living room.
So yeah, that's what I got to do. I refuse that. But I'm just saying that if you get COVID now, it's not as bad.
You sound pretty bad.
No. I meant like in terms of the services and shit.
Oh,
you know what
okay,
I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna die.
The numbers are way down, right? I think.
Yeah, but supposedly they're getting back up there.
Really? I haven't heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep living the way I've been. It's worked so far.
I mean, I really thought, man, I thought I was going to get away with not getting it. And now I'm like really annoyed as shit that I got it. And last week I did the podcast alone and that was a fucking drag and a half. I should have done Zoom with you.
What did you have to say to yourself?
What did I talk about? I'm looking at the list and there's a whole list and I still said, I got nothing. Yeah. I got nothing.
It's a tough gig.
Yeah. So I can now leave the house, which is pretty nice. I can now leave the house, but I got to wear a mask everywhere, obviously.
Right.
And I left my house and I'm standing outside the building and Bruce pees against the building and the super flips out on me and just starts yelling.
Is the super just happen to be hanging out outside?
Yeah, like he's like organizing garbage or some shit.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go further into this story of a very innocuous thing, it's New York City. Humans have peed on this wall many a times, I'm sure. A dog piss, who cares? But how many emails have you sent this super in your tenure of living in this apartment complex?
I've sent zero emails to the super. Maybe like 15 emails to the building people.
Which is like his boss. So he gets 15 times his boss has been like, hey, Kunal's giving us a hard time again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So the guy's like, Amon, what you doing with the pee on the dog? And he just flips out on me.
Is he Italian? Off the boat Italian?
That was a Jamaican accent.
That was your Jamaican accent.
That's how sick I am.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of nationalities I wouldn't mind being really angry at me and yelling at me. I don't want a Jamaican guy yelling at me.
It sounds angry.
What time of day is this?
Dude, it's like 8:30 in the morning.
So it's like his first morning walk. You've been up for like 20 minutes, half hour or something. You're like, dude, today's going to be a good day.
This is how my morning starts. My morning starts like this. I wake up. I'm like, all right, cool. I got 8 hours of sleep, which is rare. I'm like, all right, cool. Bruce is excited. He's like excited for the walk. I'm like, you know what? I haven't brushed Bruce in a minute. I take out the glove with the hand thing, like the little spikes. I'm brushing Bruce. He's loving it. You know, ever brush a dog when he just leans into that shit? He goes, yeah.
No, I had Bruce sit on my lap and I became the brush where he was just wiping all his excess hair on me.
Well, you see how excited he gets to do it, right? So
I see how much hair he needs to get off of his body.
So I'm brushing him and I'm going and he's like excited. Everyone's happy. I'm thrilled. I'm like, you know what? This is a great day. I walk downstairs and usually near the mail area, they have like people set out shit that they want to give away, right?
Right.
I put DVDs down there. I put like stuff I didn't want. I put like computer things, whatever.
Ever gotten anything good?
I got these bowls once, which are really nice. You know, they're really cool. And Dina got a jacket. She got a leather jacket.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good.
It's not a bad score. It's not a bad score. So I'm walking out the building and I look back and they got these 4 pineapple, like these bowls with like pineapple designs on them. And they look beautiful. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get that when I get back. That's what I'm going to do. So and I'm like, this is shaping up to be a great day, dude.
You weren't nervous someone might take it. It's only a 10-minute walk.
No, I was like, you know what? This is going to be a short walk. I'm going to be good. Maybe I'll cut it a little short too so I can get back and get the bowls.
We're going to go out the door. We're both going to piss on the building. We're going to go right back inside.
No, easy. Easy.
In and out job. Smash and piss.
Yeah, me and Bruce just peeing against the thing at the same time. So I walk out. Bruce starts peeing against the building. Guy flips out on me. And then the other super, and he starts telling the other super as I'm walking away. Because my response was, man, you're right. You're right.
No, he's not.
No, he's man. Not. Because he said this. He's like, man, we cleaned that and your dog is peeing on it.
It's going to evaporate. It's dog piss. It's New York City. We clean that. First of all, what do you mean we clean that? Is he power washing the side of the building like once a month? No. Maybe once a year.
Listen, I get it. This is so weird because I never thought that you'd be defending my position and I'm defending the working man's position.
I'm defending Bruce. All right.
Yeah, all right. That's true.
I'm defending Bruce. And also, you know what? Get this guy's email address. You give it to me. I'll take care of this. All right. I'll take care of this one.
They respond back. What apartment do you live in? Well, I'm just a concerned citizen.
If you go back a few episodes, you'll notice that this city needs a hero, and here he is.
And here it is. So
I never understand when people get upset. You see, like, I'm from the suburbs. You would see these signs on someone's lawn where it's like, "Don't let your dog piss or shit here," and it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to just pick up my dog and run away with him as he's doing his thing?
I know. That part I understand. It's a little much for them to be. But like, listen, I sort of get it because they had asked me before.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
They did ask me before.
You didn't tell me this was third strike.
Yeah. This was probably third strike. If it's honesty counting, third strike easily. So I'm like, all right. I walk away. I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about like, how do I want to handle this? Because I didn't like the way the guy spoke to me, right? And I kind of want to come back and be like, listen, man, don't talk to me like that.
You gonna do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do like this. Don't talk to me like that. Yeah. And then part of me is just like, but I'm walking and I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, man, I've had a good morning. I brushed Bruce. I got these bowls waiting for me that are gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm going a longer walk now too. And I'm like, that's fine. Let me apologize to the guy. Let me offer to clean it. Let me let bygones be bygones.
Wait, right? So you want to go back, apologize, offer to clean it, but also be like, you don't talk to me that way.
No. I'm not even going to do that. I let that go. I say,
oh, you let that, okay. You let that emotion fade. Okay.
I let that fade, right?
Walk, cool
exactly.
Your head.
I'm cool now. Cool and
Good
calm.
Question. Does Bruce, because I mean, dogs have rituals, much like humans. Does he kind of like always pee on the same spot?
He does like to pee on that spot.
Okay.
And I've gotten away with him peeing on that spot probably dozens of times.
I mean, what does it matter if he does? I kind of don't see what the big deal is. Like,
the thing is, because I think there's an overhang, it's like the pee sort of continues to pile there as opposed to the rain washing it away.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And I don't get it. So I let it all go, man. I go, I'm having a good day. Let's not ruin it with bad juju. Let's make it a thing. I tell the guy, I come up to the guy. He's still out there. I see both supers. I put the hand on the heart and I'm like, fellas, you were right. I'm going to go. I'm going to clean that up. My apologies. One guy goes, not the Jamaican dude. The Jamaican dude just nods. The other guy goes, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We always clean that thing up and it always gets peed on and there's like dogs that shit there. It's gross. And I go, no problem. And I'm thinking, you know what, land, bygones be bygones. I walk into the building, bowls are gone. and I am fucking livid, dude.
Day ruined.
Yeah, day is ruined.
You turn around, you're like, I had to change your heart. Fuck you guys.
Let me tell you something. I don't know who you think you're talking to.
You're holding up Bruce to piss on him. You're like, let him have it.
He's got like little pee coming out, like little drips, and I'm shaking it at the guy.
He's like, I got nothing left. I don't know what to tell you. I already went. You went for the walk.
I'm 14 pounds, for fuck's sake. So
you're squeezing him.
Yeah, like the end of a super soaker, and it just makes that mist. Yeah. So I but I went back downstairs. I cleaned that shit up. And I let it,
Now, when you clean it up, what are we doing? Boiling water and pouring it on the side of the building?
No. I got like a spray. I put a couple spritz. I wiped it a little bit, and I just threw the shit away. It's fine.
All right.
Took like half a minute, dude. And I was looking for a garbage can in the building, and I couldn't find one. But I run into the Jamaican guy, and I go, huh? And he goes, oh, guy's got a lot of. Yeah, guy's got a lot of fucking words when he wants to yell at me. He's got zero fucking words when I try to make up the difference.
You're a mute all of a sudden? You got nothing to say? Where'd that angry patois go?
Yeah, where'd it go, bro? What? There's no word for sorry in patois? So, I don't know, man. So then the rest of the day is shit. I haven't done anything otherwise, and I don't know. And now it's been.
Wait, was that today?
This is all today.
Oh, so you've just been festering on this
I've been festering all day.
Now, how do you plan to keep on Bruce from peeing on that spot from now on?
I'm just gonna, as soon as I walk out the building, just drag him over to a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Not a big deal, man. It's not.
I guess. Probably a big deal to Bruce.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. But at the same time, I do want to be able to keep the fact that I can complain as freely as I want to, and I don't want them to have anything over me.
Aha, that's what this is. That's what this is. You're going to keep your upstanding citizen thing, so those emails have weight.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can't have commentary on the place you live in if you're a piece of shit person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even you like spraying it down, cleaning it up, it's like there's still piss on a building. I don't see how that, what I mean? Like, what are these guys complaining? It's like, I don't know. Who's coming up to them being like, hey, a dog pissed on the side of the building. You guys got to go out there.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. But I guess the fact that they put the effort to clean and the fact that I don't want to tarnish my reputation in this building so I can continue to complain about things that matter, that's what really matters to me. So that's the thing that I'm choosing.
You think they took the bowls?
I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that idea.
They saw how you eyed it on the way out, and they were like, let's fucking stick it to this guy.
I don't want, if that is in my head right now, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I swear to God.
You ain't going to get no pineapple bowls.
The guy's just sitting there eating cereal out of each bowl. So,
yeah.
We saw Batman together.
Yes, we did. Good time.
Yeah, me, you, Scott, Tim Dillon. It was a good fucking time.
It was we didn't get a picture because we're not really that kind of crew. But in my head, I was like, this is the Wild Child Open Mic All-Stars right now.
Yes.
Men,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the old crew.
It was a good time, man. I started looking up like news about things that have been happening in Queens because like I'm sort of curious. Yo, Queens is becoming kind of shitty.
No, don't say that.
Nah, dude, because this is like, for example, right? Like I stayed at my mom's place. You live in my mom's place. You live downstairs, right? And
yeah, I feel like we've been tiptoeing around that, but I don't care.
That's fine.
Out there.
Yeah,
I got a basement apartment in Queens. I'm the winner here. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't pay anything. You live there for free.
That's not true. I pay rent.
No. You live there for free. You live there.
I'm a great tenant.
You live there for free. You don't pay any rent. My mom collects no money. My mom collects no money. I don't piss
on the side of the building.
She collects no money. You live there for free. That's all we're gonna say.
If that's a narrative you want to push,
that's a narrative we're pushing. Legal reasons. Anyway.
Yeah.
So as soon as I get to my mom's place, she goes, "Hey, put the car into the driveway. They're stealing mufflers."
Yeah. Which they are. But that's everywhere right now. That's not Queens. That's the value of car parts have skyrocketed due to the automobile industry right now.
Yeah, but my mom lives in a we can argue, one of the safer parts of Queens.
I would say so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And for her to be like calling me and be like, "Oh, you're gonna stay at the house, fine." Also, they're jacking mufflers. Like I don't want to fucking hear.
Well, if you think about it like this, so if you were a criminal and you wanted to jack a muffler, would you go to a shitty neighborhood or would you go to kind of a nicer, quieter neighborhood?
Yeah, I know, I get the criminal thing. I get the criminal mentality of it. It just kind of
Right.
sucks to see that when people are jacking up, you know what I mean? Your own mother is like, pull the car back into the driveway. You don't want somebody to steal the muffler. And I'm like, Jesus, this is what I got to worry about. I'm worried about having COVID. Now I got to worry about the car being like ripped off for parts.
Now you got to be like an old Italian grandma just looking out the
Yeah,
windows all day long at your car,
yeah.
making sure the muffler's still
I
there.
left the dining room light on so the light would be on all night. So this way it would be like someone's there the entire time.
Right. One of
I
my
don't
favorite
want.
stories. This happened in your neighborhood. This happened to your neighbor years ago. This is probably like 8 years ago now, but you know what I'm going to say.
I remember this story so well.
This was like, for some reason, this was one of those things where me and you have such a similar sense of humor. Once we both saw it, we both it was someone's great misfortune.
now let's paint the picture here because the guy.
Yes.
All right, so where my mom lives, it's these houses, and they're not big houses; they're small houses.
It's the suburbs. It's the suburbs.
It's the suburbs. Everybody's got a front and backyard. This is the thing people don't understand about Queens, New York. It's a massive fucking borough.
Yes, it is.
It's super big, and there are parts that go way beyond that are not attached to a subway line.
Yeah, it ranges from very metro, very urban to like this is pretty much. There's no part that's like the sticks, but there's nice parks. There's certainly like foresty areas that you could kind of go to, and then there's straight up suburbs. You know?
Yeah. So my mom's got a front yard and a backyard. Her neighbor, the gate between that separates my mom and her neighbor, they share the gate. Like that's how close they are. I'm just trying to paint a picture for people that are listening and people that are tuning in. So like, you know, if you lean over the gate, your neighbor's right there.
Yeah.
Right. Now my mom, where she lived, there's this nurse used to live there and she retired and she's like, yeah, I'm moving to Florida. I don't want to do the New York winters anymore. And she was a sweet lady, a really sweet lady. So she sold her house to this Indian dude, young Indian guy who drives like a cab. And he's got like 2 kids that are like super young. And I think when he moved in, they only had 1 kid. Wife is really sweet, really quiet, calm, super, and like really
hardworking people. The American dream.
Good kind of people you want as neighbors, because one time I was trying to get in through my mom's kitchen window because I didn't have the keys. And he came around and he was like, hey. And he was like, oh, okay, it's you.
And then did he give you a lift up? Because that window is high. That's a high window.
It is high. It is high. But I was already peeking out the window. I was already in there. So I was already like looking out.
He just like taps your ass like, excuse me.
Yeah. He puts a finger in my ass.
I got him.
Good people. Just really good people.
Great people.
Hardworking people.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, good dude. Go on.
So this good dude, probably scrimping and saving for a long time. He buys like a brand new car. Do you remember what kind of car it was?
Oh, I absolutely remember what car it was.
What was it?
That shit was a nice Toyota Camry.
Okay. So like also middle of the road car, but a brand new.
I'm going to tell you right now, if we're talking mid-size, like if we're talking middle of the road, what are those cars called?
Sedan.
Sedan. Yeah. If we're talking sedans, the Toyota is on the top of the middle pile.
Yeah, I had
down the top.
Car.
Yeah. It's like if after that you're in luxury zone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I was also living rent free with your mother at the time. Yeah. And you happened to be visiting.
Yes.
And like we had both already admired the car maybe the night before. Like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Good for him. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Nice car. Guy deserves it. All that. We're like smoking cigarettes outside looking at the car. We're like, man, good for him.
We're kicking the tires. Like, he got a good deal.
Yeah. Look at this thing. This isn't the base model either, just so you know. Yeah.
Nice color.
Yeah. Color this is easily the sports edition.
Yeah. And I think you like called me and you're like, you got to come outside right now. Like, dude, you got to see this. And I thought, I didn't know what I thought. I thought it was going to be something way out of this world. But like I come outside And I'm like looking around, I'm like, what is it? And you point at the car, and the fucking car is on cinder blocks.
Oh yeah.
This poor bastard.
Bricks. It was on bricks.
All four.
Yeah.
All four wheels gone.
Gone.
And like, he wasn't outside, thank God, because I don't think we would have been able to hold it back. But once you saw that I caught it, we both just started dying laughing. And I had one thing to say. There was only one thing to say. Because like you said, we're in a nice part of Queens. We're almost Nassau County, Long Island. Whoa, who's in the air now? There's only one thing to say. I looked at you, I said, Queens is still Queens, baby. You gotta watch out.
You know, and it's like, you know, I think you did this. You had your keys and you gave them a little circle. You know, like you were like, Queens is still Queens, baby. And then you got in your car and drove off.
I got into my much shittier Camry.
Yeah, with all tires present and accounted for.
All original tires too, though. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Queens is still Queens, baby.
Oh God, and like I felt bad, but I was just like, well, I was like, you know what? He parked it on the street. He didn't park it in the driveway.
Dude, it was all, and you know, this is the thing: getting 2 tires stolen is a lot.
Yeah,
but to come back. And like we're talking there was 3 bricks. I remember this, 3 bricks under each side of where the tire were. It was meticulously stolen.
It takes talent to do that.
Yeah.
To do it timely, that's like a NASCAR pit team because you know they're not dawdling.
Right.
You get caught, that's not a crime that you could drop and be out immediately. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna leave a jack there. You're probably gonna leave something behind where it's like
Prince easily. And I mean they probably wouldn't go that far for like, because what's the most 4 brand new tires could cost? Maybe like 2,000, 1,600, somewhere in there. Probably.
So it's a good crime where like if you could do it in 20 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, that's not a bad score. But if you get caught, you're caught. You know, you're not going to outrace the cops on these back roads in the suburbs.
You're not. What are you going to say? What are you going to say to them? Like, I was changing their tire.
Like, also, like, what if the homeowner comes out with a gun?
Yeah. You're
going to get shot over 4 tires? But that was kind of
the saddest way to go.
It was kind of not scary, but like you start thinking about that crime specifically, what happened to that guy, and you're like, that probably means that 1 or 2 or 3 guys working as a team were scoping out the area, looking for new cars. They saw this guy was a mark. They said, all right, Tuesday night at 2 a.m., we'll go out there, you know, Maybe they even drove by the house a couple times late at night. Criminals are out there, man.
They definitely drove by the house a couple times. They saw 2 idiots smoking, checking out the car, going, "This is a nice ride." They're like,
"We got fans."
Yeah, we'll come back later. And you're totally right about it being a NASCAR pit crew that was definitely fired over some shady shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. They relocated to New York. They're like, they'll never see this kind of assembly work.
And this is the thing: if he didn't have the lock, you know, like you can get the special lug nut lock.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I talked to my mechanic about that, and she was like, "Yeah, it'll buy you an extra 15 seconds."
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've found ways to circumvent that too.
I guess. Well, it's kind of like the thing where if it's a special lug nut lock or whatever, it's like, they're making them by the 1,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like more than likely one will fit another one. So it's like, we just got to get a different thing, you know?
Or there's definitely one that's like a skeleton lug nut key. You know what I mean? Right.
Maybe it's one of those, you remember the scene on TV, Wrench, that was just a bunch of prods. So you would stick it in there and fit anything.
Uh-huh.
I was always like, that's so genius. And then anyone you ever talked to who had one was like, that thing sucked.
Yeah, it barely catches anything.
Yeah, you can't get any leverage on it.
Those prods are the same. They have the same strength of like those big mechanical pencils.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, those things never. You get one click out and a little pressure signing your name and just.
Yeah. Of course.
But your neighbor has since put in, to his credit, the man does not take this sort of thing lying down.
No.
He immediately put in a super sensitive motion activated LED light.
That shit is bright.
Which, God forbid, maybe I want to do something kind of shady outside of the house in the driveway at night. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking up after going to do whatever. And I just get hit with those lights. I'm like, I feel so exposed, and then I look at the windows. I'm like, does he look out every time those lights go off?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know either because like he had a tree removed as well.
Oh,
yeah.
There was a tree in front of that house. Yeah,
there was a big ass tree, and I think it was blocking his window, and he got that removed also. Yeah, the dude really went. He put up a gate around his property and shit.
He started taking jujitsu. He's like, someone's gonna pay for these tires.
I just see him standing on the front porch with his gi on,
saying things to himself like, "I'm vengeance."
just cracking knuckles.
What would the Indian Batman be called?
I don't even. Buddy, I wish I knew enough about Indian culture.
I don't know anything about Indian culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. But I wanted to ask you this. Do you know why I call the podcast Meet Me Outside?
I think you tried explaining it to me one time and I went, huh? What?
Yeah. That seems fair. It seems fair. You know what? It's like there are two meanings to it. One is like, you know, when you roll up to your friend's place and you call them up and you'd be like, yeah, I'm here. Meet me outside.
Yeah, you'd call them a few blocks away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. Meet me outside.
Yeah.
That's and then if you rolled up and they were standing outside, they'd be like, you asshole, you weren't here yet.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm not waiting.
Right. Yeah. There's that, the meet me outside of that. And also when rappers would yell it a lot in rap songs.
Would they say that? Meet me outside?
Yeah. There's a lot of, but usually when meet me outside is like about you fighting somebody. But for me, this was more about, and a lot of people think that's the podcast's like title where it's about fighting, but it's not. It's about like when you're calling your buddy up to meet me outside to hang out.
That's when the shit talking starts. Once you meet them outside.
Exactly. So this is what this.
If it was about fighting, it would be, you want to go outside?
Yeah. Or let's throw some hands.
Yeah, you want to throw some fucking hands in? You want to?
Mm-hmm.
If someone says that to you, I had a buddy recently at a comedy show who had like a little tiff with one of the other comics, and the other comic said to him like, "Let's go outside and talk about this." Yeah. And my buddy was ready, like, well, I guess I'm fucking fighting this guy. I haven't been in a fight in years, but like, I know what those words mean. Yeah. But then when he went outside, the guy was like, whoa, I just want to talk. And it's like, well, then you chose the wrong choice of words, my friend. Because at least in New York City, you want to go outside. That means something. Yeah. I love those, I love threatening word play. You know, not word play, but like word lingo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like there's always shit like if you're having a little conversation with somebody and then, you know, you want to stop this immediately. You usually just be like, yo, bro, keep walking. That's a big one. Instead of you just walking away, you tell them to keep walking. Yeah, bro, just keep walking. And that never works as a de-escalation tactic.
No. I was once at a house party, and it was like some house party in Long Island. We're playing beer pong, and this guy, nice dude, he's like this, and he's like, "Yo, let's set the rules. Let's set the rules right now. I don't want any shit to happen. Last place I was at, we were outside back. We were swinging some Haas, and shit was wild." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, bro, we didn't set the rules, and then we were out back swinging Haas."
Swinging Haas?
Yeah, and I think that might have meant like that was his slang for hands, but that shit was incredible. Now I've been calling hands.
I've only heard Haas been like that. Come on, Haas. Like no.
He was like, "Bro, we were swinging real Haas out there." And I was like, Jesus.
This dude's been trying to push Haas as fighting for like months. His friend's like, no one knows what you're saying, dude.
He gets back in the car with his buddy and he's like, "Chris, why did you keep yelling about Haas? I told you it's never going to catch, bro."
Also, that story never happened. All right. Last week we went to Splish Splash. We had a great time. There was no Haas shirts.
We held Haas. Damn it, you have me saying it.
I am all about setting now, I am to a degree Long Island trash guy kind of to a degree. I spent a lot of time playing beer pong.
I will say this though, you were born in Queens.
I know. I was born in Queens. I was born in Ozone Park, which, but I always say Valley Stream represent. That's where I really grew up.
I'm not trying to make it seem like you've claimed anything other, but you were born in Queens. For those who don't know.
Yes, I got a little Queens cred. Plus Valley Stream. Look it up, guys and gals. It's right there. All right.
It's right there. It's right there.
It's right past the county line.
Yeah.
And I'm also the guy who dies on the hill constantly of saying that Queens and Brooklyn are on Long Island, which we're not even going to get into. But
we're not here to do that. We're not here to do that.
Look at a map. Okay.
Yeah.
I was definitely the guy in high school and college where I was like, let's lay down the rules right now because I'm not arguing about this shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. And super competitive about beer pong. Super competitive about everything, but especially beer pong. Yeah.
Why beer pong?
It's a combination of a skill game. It's great for shit talking. You get to continuously drink while you're doing it. Everyone knows when you're like, if you're doing it well and you're on the table for a few games, this is also so dumb and not true. Yeah. But people start to notice.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to disagree with you. I would love to disagree with you.
But you know, it's kind of true.
But when you're running a table,
yes.
When you're running a table, and you're talking shit, people gather.
Especially me and you talking shit, which, I mean, we weren't the honed comedians we are today. Yeah. We're getting laughs. We're making these guys look like fools.
Yeah, we're having a time. We're having a good time.
I have memories from college, only like 2, but I remember being in a frat house and being down to like being out for the count. And we're just shooting rebuttal shots now to see if we can push it into overtime. And literally like a crowd of 30 people. Yeah.
Beer pong tournament or just a one-off?
Just for the night, there's always a table going, but there's a list.
Set the scene.
Yeah. So there's a long list. It's a dirty frat house. We're not, me and my buddy Will, we're not in the frat. So we're already not getting bullied, but you know how frat guys are. They for no reason.
Right.
And we were on the table for like 2-3 games.
A couple outsiders coming on in.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like some guys not wearing letters running the table. It's their table. They should be the ones on it.
Their letters are on the table.
The letters are on the fucking table. They're wearing their letters across from you. I want to beat these guys so bad. But they've got the
in my house is the shit that they're thinking.
They got their 10,000 hours in playing on this table. It's a home team for them.
They know where all the bounces are. Like, you know what I mean? Right. They know where all the springs are.
Dude, I used to get these guys with bounces and they'd be like, that doesn't count. You didn't mean to do it. And I'm like, I knew I meant to do it because that's the only spot that's dry enough to get a bounce in, you son of a bitch. Or I'd hit a damp spot to get the very light bounce where it just makes it over the cup.
Where it just peels into the thing.
Yeah. But
so you're at this frat house. Yeah.
Sorry?
You're at this frat house. You're running. How many games have you?
Me and my buddy Will are running the table. We're like 3 games in now, which is a dynasty. We got our dynasty. And we kind of don't care if we lose. But at the same time, we don't want to lose to these assholes. You know?
Of course not.
We want the table to fizzle out because that happens too sometimes. If 2 guys are around the table for a long time, people are like, we don't even want to, whatever, we'll do something else. And but it came down to like, we had 3 cups left to hit in a row simultaneously. And that was just to push it into overtime. I hit the first cup. I hit the second cup. And now there's like now they're nervous. My partner's hyping me up. He's fucking jumping up and down.
Right.
I'm trying to stay stone cold, like serious, like get a good face going. And when that 3rd cup drops, literally people, I don't know these people. Just a huge, you know what I mean? A huge pop. Yeah. Which for a dude in college, you feel like the shit. You think, like, I'm going to go home with the girl tonight. Of course I didn't. But in that moment, it was a possibility.
Anything could have happened at that
Anything could have happened.
Anything. So now
Kobe walks in. He's like, I saw that game. You're skilled.
You go to overtime.
We go to overtime, and we lost. But in that moment, I didn't even care. Like, I already had the pop. If we had won, it wouldn't have been as big a deal. Even.
I like those moments where it's like to bring it back to overtime and still lose. I was in a handball game where that happened as well, where we were doing, it was a doubles game, and we were doing singles to do the final knockout.
And what are you doing? Win by 2, or is it straight 5 at this point?
It's at this point, I just kept calling singles.
Okay.
So it's like they had point game, and then we would do singles, so they'd have to knock us both out. And they would knock my buddy out, but they couldn't take me out. And then we pushed it to overtime. And then, we pushed it to a straight 5 or to win by 2, and then we lost.
Yeah.
But you could just see the people, because people love to watch the fight back. That's
people love an underdog.
Yeah, they love the underdog. And it's like, I was once, in terms of beer pong, just strictly beer pong, me and my buddy were, me and my buddy Derek, were in college, we're in this house. Now, we live next door to like this frat type house. Now, they're not like, it's just these dudes who throw these parties. Most of them are in the frat. This is like the frat sort of like unofficial house where they get into some wild shit.
What college was this?
SUNY Albany.
Party school, big school.
Party school.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So now
Trash
we're getting.
city otherwise.
What's up?
Trash city otherwise.
Oh, trash, real trash.
I can't believe that's our capital.
Oh, yeah, buddy. We were like 3 houses down from a beer distributor, and that's where I would spend all my money.
Yeah.
I'd walk in, buy a 30 rack, and then leave.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, it's like maybe the last week of the month, my mom had started to put me on an allowance because I was blowing all my money recklessly. And it was bad enough that I found an apartment with my friend that was a 3-bedroom apartment that only 2 people are renting.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now we're paying $900 a month as opposed to $600. And my mom's not happy about that anyway.
Sure.
So I'm down to like maybe like $20. And I've already bought like a 30 rack. I walk into the party, me and my buddy, and they go, there's a beer pong tournament happening. I put down the beer, I put down $20, and I'm going, let's do this.
Oh, it was a paid entry tournament.
Paid entry, dude.
I've been in a few of those. Those get heated.
Those get real heated.
Those get real heated.
Real fucking heated. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a certain level of shit talking. When it's free beer pong, shit talk all you want.
Sure.
Say what you want.
Slides right off my back like water off a duck.
No problem. As soon as money's involved, you better watch your fucking mouth.
It could be $5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Winner takes 25, and you're just like, I'll fucking keep. You're leaning over the table. Elbows.
Yeah. So it's $20 entry, which is not a low amount of money.
Is that per person or per team?
I think it's per person.
That's
$40
money
ahead.
for in college. If you win that tournament, you're living high for a few weeks. You're living well for a few weeks, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So I think so then Grant, I don't know. It's me and Derek. And Derek is like fine. He's okay with beer pong. He's not great by any stretch of the imagination. But at this point, your boy is like this is what I would drink. This is what I do. I had a beer pong table in our apartment, and I would shoot, and I would put, and it would be water cups, and I would drink. That's how I would get my water for the day.
You hydrate that way?
Hydrate that way. Mind you, like this dirty ping pong ball's been in every cup, and I'm still drinking.
Beer pong is so unsanitary. I don't care.
Disgusting.
I still love it, though. I love it.
Yeah, of course. I love how we would use you just keep a cup of water by the side and you dunk it in there like that's all you need.
Well, I would at least change the water cup like every game. Sometimes you'd head up to a table and you'd be like, there's hair in this water cup. Like, you guys have been doing this? Nobody sees this?
Yeah, they'd run it back for several games. So, and I know that I'm at my last 20, and Derek is like, he doesn't give a shit. It's fine. Whatever. Money's nothing to him then. But we are we're like, we know these guys. We know one guy in the house, and he invited us over. We know nobody else. And the place is jammed with people. There's like 4 tables going, and we're just steadily playing. And you know me, I don't talk shit. Okay, I talk shit. Yeah.
We're lying to each other now?
Yeah, no, I talk shit. But when I get drunk, there's a different level of shit talking involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, like, you'll be charming and funny before you talk shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just out there being a dick.
Yeah. So I'm doing that in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm not even talking shit because literally I don't know anybody. And my whole thing is, let me just play. Let's see what happens. And for some odd reason, Derek is like getting them in every now and again. We make our way now to like, we're down to like the quarterfinals. It's like, I think 4 teams left, right? We're playing these guys. And what's up?
Is it winner takes all, or is it like first, second, third?
First, second.
So
First
money's
second.
in sight though. Okay, so you're like,
money's
in, get second. You know what I mean? Get my 20 back and then some.
Something, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing, and this dude, he basically he takes us. We just have redemption shots as well, and now I'm doing that shit that I always do before I always serve. And I've done this to you in handball as well. Like, I'll do this thing where, and people they'll hear this now, is where before I serve or I throw something, I'll look back at the person and I'll be like, "You ready?"
Like a slight psych out, but it's covered in etiquette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
You're ready? It's like, yeah, I'm fucking ready. You see me standing here, I'm ready.
So I'm doing that. It's fucking going in. I'm fucking getting these things. Dude, we took them down from 6 cups to 0. All right.
Whenever that happens, I'm always like, why couldn't I do this earlier in the game, Vice? You know what I mean?
I get 5 cups and then I fuck up. And Derek somehow gets that last cup in.
Oh!
And the dude, the guy across the table was like, "The fuck is happening? This is bullshit." He's calling elbows. He's like, "Fuck this guy. Who are these fucking people?" That's what the guy kept saying. "Who are these fucking people?" And I just go,
which is just feeding your ego. You're like,
"Oh,
who the fuck am I?"
Yeah. And I go, "Bro, we just live in the neighborhood. We just live in the neighborhood. That's all we are."
Queens?
Yeah.
You ever hear Queens, my friend?
Yeah, we live in the neighborhood. He goes, "After college, I'm going down to NASCAR. I'm going to put tires on the guy at the back of my neighborhood." All right. So we're in the finals, and the fucking dude who lost is vexed. He's like, he's cheering the other team on and shit.
What a loser this dude is.
Yeah. Dude, it
cheering
is just
on the other team.
We're just like, okay, cool. It's first and second. You know what I mean? So now there will be some money to be had now, right? Because we've got
relax a little bit. You can relax a little bit, but you're still like, now I want that first place though.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you get on your team? I always get on my teammate before, and I'm like, we fucking need this, right? I need you to focus on this.
This is the thing though. I can't say that to Derek because I know he's not going to give a shit. He just doesn't give a shit. Like, I can't be like,
Derek's on his BlackBerry. Derek's on his BlackBerry making deals. He's like,
Yeah. How much are we gonna win? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. And so he's like scrolling and shit, and he's shooting. I'm like, put the phone away. So it gets down to 3 cups each, and I do a bounce, 2 cups in.
Oh.
So now we're good. They got 1 cup left. I'm working, trying to get to this cup. Derek's working, not getting to the cup. They get 3. They get 2. Now it's 1 cup left each. There's no redemption here. It's winner take all.
Does anyone propose? Because I might do this in that situation. I might be, even though I want that first place so bad, if I start thinking of the finances, I might have been the guy who proposed, like, you guys want to just shake hands and split it down the middle, 50-50, first and second?
That's what I offer.
Did you? You offered?
Yeah, I offer, yeah. Because, bro, I'm broke.
Right, exactly. You're hoping they're also broke?
Yeah, and the guys are like, the guy whose house it is, he goes, no. He's like, no, not happening. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, we got second place.
I was so hoping you were going to be like, well, I took his money then.
Nah, dude. We got second place in a beer pong tournament. But, dude, I mean, like $250.
Hey, second place ain't bad, right?
I walk in with $20. I leave with $250.
You're calling drug dealers by the time you hit the corner. You're like, meet me outside.
And that's where the podcast name started.
Yes, it is.
Right. Yeah, no, so that's what it is, man. It's like you do whatever you. I love those fucking games. I want to do a quick thing. I want to get the top 5 countries out real fast, top 5 cities, and then also plug some dates and shit like that.
Sure.
Top 5 countries listening to the podcast right now. We got
hold
Canada.
on, real quick. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Real quick, because you sent me this earlier. You were like top 5, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I didn't realize. Now I'm realizing these are where people are listening.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, these are your top 5 countries, Kunal? Like these are these are your favorite cities? Okay, I guess. All right.
All right. Let's look at them that way for a minute.
They are.
Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, Italy, Germany. Thank you guys. Top 5 countries listening to the podcast outside of the United States, and top 5 cities outside of New York listening: Los Angeles, Toronto, Chicago, which, by the way, as cities would make sense for top 5 cities if I was going that way.
Never been to Toronto, but I've heard great things.
Neither have I, but I've heard good things. Chicago's great. I think Chicago's great.
I love Chicago.
Yeah, Las Vegas definitely would not be on my list, but I am happy that they are listening.
Thank you, Vegas.
Yeah, thank you, Vegas. And Bloomingdale, Indiana, which I don't know.
You know why?
Why?
Great comedy scene in Bloomington.
That's Bloomington.
Bloomington, Indiana, yeah.
I'm saying Bloomingdale.
The store? The boutique shop?
That's Bloomingdale's.
Bloomingdale is coming up hard. You better watch out, Bloomington, because Bloomingdale is coming for that independent comedy scene.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Bloomingdale, baby. We in the building.
Bloomingdale, baby.
So a couple dates we got coming up here. April 1st and 2nd, Brokerage Comedy Club. We're kicking off the tour. What's the name of the tour, Dennis?
The Salt of the Earth Tour.
Salt of the Earth Tour. All right. It's Dennis and I are touring, doing a couple cities. We're kicking it off in Belmore, Long Island, Brokerage Comedy Club, April 1st and 2nd. Then April 6th, we're at the Sandman Comedy Club in Richmond, Virginia. April 8th and 9th, we're going to be in Asheville, North Carolina. We'll have all the venues listed soon as well. We'll have that all taken. April 10th, we'll be in Louisville, Kentucky. April 12th, we'll be in Columbus, Ohio. April 13th, Cleveland, Ohio. April 14th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So Salt of the Earth Tour coming to you guys. If you guys are nearby, please come out. Please say hello. Please grab a poster. We got some fantastic artwork that we do for each of the tours. And I'm really excited about this one. This one I think I might like the most.
It's going to be a good time.
I don't like the way I look, but I like the artistic angle of it all.
I think whenever you work with an artist, you're always going to be like, oh, I don't really like the way I look. But overall, as a vibe, I really dig the poster.
I really dig the vibe. I think it's a beautiful poster, and I think that if you'll see it when you guys on Instagram, all day KCA. Dennis, plug your Instagram.
Find me on Instagram at Dennis Rooney 7. Check out my other podcast, Netflix Book Club. Every week, me and Mike Toohey watch a movie on Netflix, and then we get together and talk about it. And if you follow us on Instagram and you see the posters for the tour, and maybe we're not coming to your city, but you would like a poster, hit us up in the DMs. We'll figure something out. We'll get you a poster.
Absolutely. We'll send one over to you guys. We'll put them in those tubes and shit.
Oh, absolutely. We're not folding these bad boys.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I thought we were folding for a second. All right.
No.
We don't fold, baby. We don't fold.
No, we don't.
Yeah. I guess quick thing before we get out of here. I mean, I think we might be over an hour at this point. What'd you think of Batman?
I've been telling everybody I don't like to use the lingo and the phrases that like the TikTok generation uses because I don't want to come off as trying to, keep my youth and stuff. But the whole movie is a vibe. It really is. Like, I love the Nolan trilogy. It was hyper realistic, and that's what they were going for, and they nailed it. They are going for something very different in this movie, and they fucking nailed it, dude. Yeah. I'm almost definitely going to go see it again in theaters, which I very rarely do. And the idea that this is the first of a new trilogy is really exciting for me. I think.
You haven't seen it twice yet, right? Or have not?
No, not yet.
Well then, buddy, wait for me and I'll go with you.
I think one of my favorite things is we went to go see it together. I might have taken some performance enhancing drugs beforehand.
Yeah.
And
you want to tell this?
Tell it.
Yeah. So this is the thing. So I pick up Dennis. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm sitting in traffic for an hour. I'm gonna go see this movie with Dennis and Tim and our other buddy Scott. And I'm sitting there and Dennis is like, yeah, we'll leave in a few minutes. This guy is smoking. He's drinking whiskey, drinking beer. I think I saw you do almost every drug possible. And
I did an edible, a little bit of mushrooms, maybe a cap and a stem,
Yeah. You were just taking these things down like a champion, just taking them down. And I'm watching this movie and it's 3 hours, man. It's 2 hours and 56 minutes. Towards the last 20 minutes, I'm like, man, I got to piss my fucking brains out. I'm sitting between, I got you on the left, I got Tim on the right, and our buddy Scott further down. And I'm thinking, there is no way in hell that you're awake. There's just no way in hell you're awake. I'm like, this guy she's done edibles, he's done mushrooms, he's just passed out. He's got to be. It's comfortable, it's everything, it's nice. And I look over and you are just tuned the fuck in, dude. You were zoned in so hard. And I look over and I'm like, you could fire a gun next to his ears and nothing, you wouldn't even look over.
You said there was like someone in front of us who was like on their phone distracted, and you were like, man, this guy's distracted in the movie. You said you looked at me and I looked like I was studying for the SATs.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And as far as I was concerned, I was in that fucking movie, man.
All right. You were in it. It was great. It was great. It was a good movie. I don't know. I think I'm like seeing all the crime in New York City, and it just kind of like somebody said that. They said that it bums me out to live in New York City when you see the movie like Batman, because you think about how much crime is in the city now. And this is the thing, though. I don't see a lot of this crime, right? Like where I live, it's a nicer neighborhood. It's fine. But other places, it can be pretty dicey,
There was a serial killer who was targeting the homeless. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. It's like the fact that, and this is the thing, I know a lot of people will come to New York City or they'll be here for a couple days and like the city's went to shit, the city sucks. I'm not going to say all that, but I'm just going to say like if the crime has gone up a little bit, the subways are a little more dangerous. Like now I won't even listen to music on my headphones. I won't even keep my hood up. I used to do that. I used to keep the hood up, music on. You could zone out and it'd be fine. As a guy, not as a woman. No, absolutely not. But, as a dude, you could do that. But now you can't do that shit. You got to be aware. Like I got on the train I came back from like a road gig and I have my luggage with me. And I see some dude just like kind of look at me. And now I'm posturing up. I shut the music off. And I'm like, I got my left hand free. Because just in case some shit happens. And I got to give this guy my wallet.
You think New York City could use a Batman? If only New York City had a huge force of armed people who got paid and were part of the municipal system to. All right.
I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know
either. Come see the act.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, but seriously, yeah, it would be nice if the fucking streets were a little more cleaned up these days, because it just kind of sucks. Because people are now talking about New York. I don't like that. They talk shit about the city that that I live in, that we live in, and it just kind of sucks because they stay here for a period of time and then they go and they leave and they talk their shit, and it's not the same thing. And we'll see you guys next week. And as always, bro, meet me outside.